tolling of bells, Quinch the bringer of omens strolled into Nightstone. Now both Krill and Gregor Mel followed in the footsteps of our hero Quinch. In search of high ground they sought out a hill, on top of which stood a lonely windmill. Goblins came with bangs so terrible, Quinch declared, let's make them wearable. 5 adventurous strangers prior. What will transpire next on Dice and Desire?
We must search these houses, I think. I'm going to go and search the houses.
I think it's an excellent idea, Quinch. I think we should find out where this bell is coming from, because the sound of the bell is playing merry havoc with my internal musical ear.
Krill
is
says...
it offbeat? Is that what it is?
The syncopations of the bell are going against my
Krill
natural
says,
rhythm.
I thought the bell said she's going to check the houses.
Oh, sick burn, sick burn.
Quinch is out of earshot.
and massively ignorant, so just wasn't listening.
So where are you going then?
Dweezil is going to just move to this first, this nearest kind of hovel building.
Okay.
This what appears to be a thatched hovel on the left hand side of the town.
Unless I'm mistaken, these are windows.
Are they ritualistic?
I'm sure I'll be corrected if there aren't windows on this wall, but I'd like to look inside, assuming that these things that I see before me are windows.
Can you roll me a perception check to see if you understand whether they're windows, please?
I'd be obliged.
Roll for windows.
Perception +0. That's a 15.
Nice.
They are indeed windows, correct. You notice that they are windows, and they are indeed windows.
These are not only windows, but I confirm they are strong and sturdy windows.
Are they ritualistic windows?
I haven't tasted them yet. Hang on.
You can't lick a window.
He can and he will.
So yeah, you approach the first cottage, very much as with the rest of the village that you've come across so far. Little action going on. As you approach, you don't see anyone hanging around outside. Certainly can't hear anybody from where you are. There's nothing going on as you approach this cottage.
Do we see anything through the windows?
No, actually, you look through the windows. It's quite dark inside, but you can't see any movement at the moment.
I think we should enter without trepidation.
Without trepidation, says Dweezil, questioning Quinch as it was wise to do.
It looks to be quite sensible.
Krill says, I don't know what terpilation means.
Terpilation.
I think that I think you're right, Quinch. I think you should just go ahead and enter the building.
Through the window, or should we look for a door?
I think let's search for a door first. Let's just go around the perimeter of the building and see if we can find a door rather than going through the window. And if we have to go through the window, then so be it.
I think I'm going to follow. Krill says, Greg, you going to come with me?
Well, I was thinking that we should perhaps go over to the keep, see if we can get over that bridge that's broken that you said you saw. Wait, you didn't say that at all. Someone else said that. What's going on?
He doesn't even know his own friends at the moment. Okay, let's play this
Is this
out.
a friend of mine? Maybe he's a rock column.
seeing as Quinch and Dweezil have done a little lap of the cottage on Roll20, which was lovely. You notice that there is indeed a door, which is really weird for this residence to have a door. But you did notice it, and it's on where you are now, literally the opposite side of the building. This is quite a modest little residence. There's nothing particularly outstanding about it at the moment. There's nothing that you can tell that sets it apart. It just seems to be a home. But yeah, there is a front door which is currently sort of ajar. It's not locked or anything. But it's not wide open by any means.
Question: if it was put up on Zoopla or Rightmove, what would they say were the main features of this house?
Yeah, can we have a tour? Like
on a sales pitch.
I think what they'd probably say is that, as you can see from the rest of the town, where half of the homes are quite badly damaged, this is at least retaining its original structure. It's a typical cottage with a 10-foot square front room that serves as a kitchen and dining area, and approximately a 10-foot by 15-foot back room where the residents would normally be sleeping. The sun, as we know, rises in the east and sets in the west, and this is west. Your bedroom is west facing, so you will have the sun coming in at night time, I'm afraid.
Or not.
Crow says, any good schools in catchment area?
You thinking of going?
There was.
Krill not allowed near schools.
Brilliant.
You can cut that.
Oh, that's staying in.
Keep it anything.
So what you're saying is it's a good time to buy, what with all the boulders, yeah? How much? I'm not joking. How much?
I mean, I'm not literally an estate agent. I don't think you understand what the role of a DM is. It's not to sell you fake properties. So yeah, are you Quinch Dweezil?
Quinch.
Quinch gone in.
Dweezil gestures.
Quinch gone in.
Dweezil just gestures to the door.
I love how that's said in character. That's how he enters a building.
I love how Quinch varies in how well spoken he is.
Yes, he sounded quite posh earlier, didn't he?
So you walked in, yeah. As you enter this residence. You notice that it's a typical cottage with a 10-foot square front room that serves as a kitchen and dining area, and a 10-foot by 15-foot back room where the residents sleep. No, but you notice that the room is the house is left in quite a disarray. It's clear that someone's been here. Either someone's left here in quite a rush, or possibly someone's been here and been rooting around looking for valuables.
Dweezil, it's clear that someone's been here, or that someone has left recently and has been rooting around for valuables.
Dweezil would like to enter the property following Quinch, and as Quinch suggested that rooting around for valuables had occurred, I think Dweezil would like to have a little root around of his own.
Okay, are you saying Dweezil gone in?
Dweezil goes in. Dweezil in. Fully in now. Dweezil fully in.
Can I ask which way the door opens? Outwards or inwards?
Inwards.
Ah, piss. Just I may have had an idea.
Big fan of outward opening doors, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would open outwards.
Increases the property value.
That was it, yeah. I would have bought it otherwise. Definitely not anything to do with, like trapping people in there or anything.
Setting fire to it.
I mean, we've... I was going to say we already know there's windows, but yes, I forgot they're sturdy windows.
We didn't specify the size of the windows. It could be very modern, just all glass panels outside.
Oh, like one of those really, nice modern houses with just a glass side of the
Barn
house.
conversion.
Yeah.
Probably very safe in a town that's been pillared by boulders.
It's a greenhouse, essentially. It's
People in glass houses shouldn't throw boulders, I guess.
Right, that's going in out of context. So I'm not going to make you roll the investigation. It's quite clear. You have a look around, and there's nothing of any particular note. You find a few sort of not valuables, but a few trinkets, but nothing of any interest. You find a couple of bits of paperwork that refer to a family name, whether it's the owners or not. But you find some letters that mention Delfrindle, Delfryndel.
Does she sell bathwater? Is there any water left in the bath? I legitimately want to roll investigation. I might be rich here, lads.
You're not in. I'm afraid you're not. You're not in there at the moment. You
I
can't roll
sprint in, visibly out of breath.
Dab off the simp.
This has started really well. People are going to have to listen to this at some point.
Not if they haven't switched off already, they won't.
Are you genuinely? I mean, let's go for it. Roll investigation.
For fuck's
Me?
sake.
Yeah.
It's taken us 15 minutes to look in one cottage and find out if there's bathwater.
Let me just check my investigation. You'll be glad to know I rolled an 8.
I don't want this adventure to last 2 years. Okay, let's stop checking for fucking bathwater then. You rolled an 8. I mean, it's not a difficult thing. It's not a difficult thing to tell. You look in the bath. There's no water.
I thought you were going to turn around and say you're going to look in the bath and realise it's his shower.
There is no bath.
Dweezil casts the minor illusion cantrip to make the appearance of water in the bath.
Just as he's looking in it, really confused.
Just came out of nowhere, lads. It's worth an extra load of money. I start frantically just trying to cup it into my hands, remembering that I haven't got bottles.
He's poured out valuable health potions just so he can cup all this like bath water.
Are you saying Belle Delphine's bathwater doesn't act as a health potion? Because I believe it does.
Right, come on.
Quinch,
Let's move away from Beldo.
Quinch picks up some of the useless trinkets and also one of the letters for the family.
Could somebody check for coffee?
For what?
Coffee!
I don't know what coffee is, but there's not but a drip of bathwater in here.
Did you say you took a trinket?
Yeah, a useless trinket.
Yes. Right, I'm gonna actually take the time to find you a trinket.
Just like a candelabra or something.
Yeah.
You just got one of the windows. It looked really sturdy, so I thought it might come in handy.
And this is
Pops
going to
out of the
debut some
frame.
dice. Oh, going to debut some dice. MJ.
Yeah.
Not a percentile dice, surely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you roll me a percentile dice and a D10, I guess?
professionally, Michael. Professionally.
None of
Last
that
time we
amateur
rolled it
bowling.
professionally.
Percentile dice and a d10.
Yeah, because this is a table of 1 to 100, so... Unless you happen to have a D100 handy, which would save us some maths.
I actually don't.
This is exciting.
I mean, I can roll you a D100 if you want. Or just roll a D10 and times it by 10.
Is that what you've scored, or you just show me you've got the dice?
No, I've got a d10 and a percentile bollocks one, yeah? So roll them.
So first time this is being rolled on any of our adventures.
Oh, that's a reroll. 6 and
Oh, cool.
20.
We're just doing that then, yeah? Just re-rolling whenever the fuck we feel like.
No,
I'd like
it
to
landed-
re-roll my investigation check and get a 20.
It landed
Actually
between the
water.
keys on my keyboard. It was a 6 and a
Maybe
20.
don't roll it on a keyboard.
So what would that be? What number would that be?
Come on, Quinch.
What,
You can't
120?
read it without dots.
No. Oh, this
This
no.
is brilliant.
Work it out. You've got
I
20
don't-
on
I
one
don't-
dice and 6 on the other.
Oh, 26.
26, there we go. There we go.
I don't know where the fucking
You-
number goes, mate.
I mean, arguably, you would probably have known this before you decided to take it. But what you now have on your inventory is a bag containing 47 humanoid teeth, one of which is rotten.
Well, I'm going to say that for Quinch, aka MJ, that's a bit of a result.
That's a perfect find. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine how much you could sell Belle Delphine's teeth for. Fucking hell.
All 46 of them.
I'd like to pickpocket him
sorry.
at the nearest available opportunity, please.
46?
47, one of which is rotten.
Wow.
Cool.
Dweezil's had enough of this cottage. He doesn't think there's anything of value in there. He's quite distracted by the sound of the ringing bell, though.
Okay, so what were we doing then? You obviously got the ringing bell, but Greg did mention the citadel at the bottom. So
where's the bell ringing coming from?
Can we discern where the sound of the bell is coming from just by listening to it?
Yeah, it's quite. I mean, you're lucky enough. You're fairly close to it. It's coming from the bell tower, which would probably be the best place for it to come from. Which is located.
It's the north building, isn't it?
You know, like in a computer game when you just don't know where you're going and like a massive marker just appears on your map, like "Go here, dumbass." I feel like that's what Nate's gonna do right now.
Yeah, the bell tower is the big one right by the door. By the
Krill can sort of see the bell, and Krill's just sort of marching off on his own.
Yeah, Dweezil coming up the other side of the cottage.
Gives a sigh and just trots along.
Krill's basically jogging at this point. He's building up some speed. He's really curious.
Yeah.
He gets there and he goes, and he just points up and goes, "Bell," and then that's it. That's all he's got to say on the matter.
Point, name, progress.
Yeah.
Can we see an entrance to the bell tower building from where we are?
So where you currently are, you're on the south side of the building.
Yeah.
Apart from Quinch, who just somehow teleported. Quinch.
He's got grave robbing.
From where you are in the south, you do not see any the entrance from there. You see windows on the south side of the on the south side of the wall, and then to the west side is the actual bell tower, which is quite a tall tower, probably about 20 foot or more, which is still constantly ringing. There's just this ominous, just weirdly out of tune. It's not even just a constant, just a normal ring. It's sort of just random almost. But yeah, so that's what you can see at the moment. But no doorway where you are currently.
I'm going to walk around the building.
Dweezil, before you set off, Dweezil sees what you're about to do and just says, "Friend, caution would be advised. Somebody's ringing this bell. Somebody saw us. Somebody set this bell ringing."
Krill says, "Then we shall find out who it is." And he literally charges up to the door. Is the door open? Is the door shut? What am I looking at?
The door is again just slightly ajar.
Cool.
There's.
Krill's gonna just give it a good old fucking boot. He wants to be in there.
It opens outwards. Awkward. You just closed the door for him, if anything.
Okay. So you boot the door shut. No, you boot the door open. Let's just say it's inward opening, which I don't think most temples would do. But the door opens and you sort of see in. It's a little bit dark because obviously it's quite a big, imposing, as most
night vision lads.
Temples and whatnot. But it's not. No, it's not that dark. It's just you can't make out a great deal of detail at this point. But you can see as the sunlight's coming in, you can see that the floor is lit up with stained glass, sort of colours. Rainbow colours are peppering the floor.
So as I venture towards the sound, what do I see?
So this is a fairly common looking temple. There's wooden plinths and benches strewn across the not strewn, but covering the entire floor up to the pulpit. It's standing against the back wall is a wooden pulpit with steps leading up to it. The floor of the temple is just dirt. It's not the most best maintained building you've ever seen or temple that you've ever seen, but it's just a dirt floor. And into the west wall, so directly as you're facing it, north of the pulpit, is a half-open door, which is half open. You can see it's about 30 foot long, your temple, and about 30 foot wide. Not a direct square. You've got the pulpit in front of you, and the door with the windows on the north and the south wall.
Okay, so the sound of this bell is starting to like irritate Krill. Krill's got a bit of a short temper. It don't last long. He's burst in here. He doesn't really know what he's looking for, but he's going to try. His main goal is just to find out what is causing this irritating bell ringing, get to it as soon as possible, shut it off, and deal with whatever's causing it. He's starting to lose his temper a little bit. Like, he's been following around these twats, strapping goblins to their back. He's having none of it. He's pissed off. He's like,
okay.
So let's head up the stairs. I think let's head up the stairs. And
well, the stairs just take you to the pulpit, so that's just where
I thought that was like a towery sort of
where
thing.
the sermon. I mean, you can read a sermon if you want, Krill. Feel free.
Krill doesn't like religion. Krill likes doors, likes kicking doors. Okay. I mean, is this a kickable door or
no? This is definitely an open out door.
Oh, okay. Krill goes through the door and then kicks it outwards from the other side.
As you enter the room, you notice that there are two goblins swinging from what appears to be, doesn't appear to be, is a rope, which is leading up to the bell, and they're just joyfully just ring-a-ding-dinging, just having the best time of their life, just riding the bell rope as much as you possibly can. I mean, we've all been there. We've all dreamt about it. We've all fantasized about it. They're living their best life. But as much as they're enjoying what they're doing, they do notice you enter the room, and they do notice you entering the room, and they drop down, brandishing their scimitars. And I'd like you, please, to roll for initiative for me, please.
Okay. As this sort of battle commences, I shout out, "Stop bloody ringing!"
Okay. As you enter, they drop to the floor, brandishing their scimitars, baring their teeth, and attack you. But you, on the initiative, you rolled a 12. My lovely goblins have rolled a 5, so it's up to you to kick us off.
We said there's two goblins.
There's two. You're stood on one of them currently.
I'm stood on one.
The map.
Okay.
Well, not stood on one, but your token is on the other one.
Okay, we're located. Okay, that's fine. I'm well annoyed at this point. Like, they ring in, they're basically ignoring me, which Krill doesn't like. Krill doesn't like rude people, and ignoring people is rude.
Rage.
Yeah,
rage.
I mean, I can hear rage chanting outside the building. It's really weird. It's almost
sounds really musical, almost.
Yeah, almost. I can hear like a drum going at the same time. It's almost like bardic inspiration, though. So absolute pissed off raging. So pretty sure that's a bonus action. It is a bonus action. I don't think I've raged up until now, but I've got 2 per long rest, so I think I'm fine to use that. Did they respond when I said stop fucking ringing?
Yeah, by dropping off the ropes and brandishing their scimitars.
So they stopped ringing. I don't know, because they're being like complicit. Like complicit? That's not the word.
But
compliant.
But now they want to attack you. So you're in a fight. I don't think you can back out of this right now.
I don't know. I'm having a bit of
ruder, if anything, to draw a weapon.
They did what I said, but they also have sort of started a fight. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Krill's angry at this point, so he's like, fuck them, let's chop these little guys into pieces, and then find out if anyone wants to use them as a backpack.
Don't screw it up this time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Great axe, please. Straight. I don't know, he's almost swinging between his legs, if that's where one of them stood. If one of them's... Oh, this could go bad if it's a critical miss, isn't it? Like, he's gonna remove it like a testicle.
The room you're in is not particularly big. I mean, it's about 20 foot wide, 10 foot long, so it's not the biggest of rooms to be swinging around a big old axe, to be fair.
Okay, I'm sort of going to go for it anyway because it's my main weapon, and 22 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. 12 slashing damage.
Jesus.
12 slashing damage.
Yes.
This.
Oh, plus 2 because I'm raging. 14 slashing damage.
I mean, let's not worry because this guy's got quite a low HP. Yeah, how would you like to kill this goblin? Through the testicles?
I mean, it's a small room, so he's doing an upward swing because it's a bit more controllable. So he sort of gets him right between the legs. Guys like legs akimbo, splits him, nutsack to forehead in one swoop.
There we go. Blood splatters across every wall in this small room as you cut this poor defenceless goblin in half. Shish kebabbing him almost. Yeah, he's now 2 goblins almost at this point.
Yeah.
And lays dead.
Krill repeats again. I said stop ringing.
He's just got ringing in his ears at this point.
Yeah, I mean he's tinnitus and he's blaming the goblins. Essentially, is what it is.
Correct. Having seen his swinging mate dying at your hands, the other goblin advances on you.
Brave.
Brandish. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's thinking when he's just seen his friend literally cut in two. Brandishing his scimitar. And he rolls a... Let's go for this one. He rolls... Oh, that's not very good. That is a... that's a 7, so I assume that doesn't hit.
Nope, no hitty.
No, okay. Yeah, so he swings with his scimitar and manages to clash off of your great axe as it's cleaving his friend in two.
Crow laughs. Ha ha ha.
That's the end of his turn, and you're up again.
Up again. I'm gonna grapple him. Can I do that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it also a strength check?
Strength check, yeah.
So I get advantage on strength checks while raging. So let's have a go. Let's. I want to grab him around the neck. Is what I'm going to aim for. Like full on throttle him.
Oh god.
Yeah. So 23.
13. So you win that one. So cool. You are now grappling this. A
chokehold, essentially.
Right. Okay. What, from behind or you?
I mean, I'm very strong and he's probably very small. It's not hard to sort of manipulate him. I've grabbed him by the neck. I've pulled him in. He thinks I'm giving him a hug, but no, it's suddenly a chokehold.
Okay, so as you manage to grab him around the throat, you just sort of hear him go. Get off!
Never heard that before.
I shout out to the guys. I caught a goblin.
Right, I'm going to... I assume it's at the end of combat now? Is combat over?
Yeah. I'm
going to just walk in and say, I've heard a bit of commotion. What's going on? Oh, Jesus Christ, why is that fucking goblin in half? And I leave you alone for 5 minutes.
Crow says, I found him like that.
What, and decided to dip your axe into it? Because I noticed that's covered in blood as well.
I'm assuming now Krill stopped raging. So what you guys need to know is that Krill sort of doesn't remember what's happened while he's raging. So he's a bit unsure of how he's ended up in this situation where he's grappling a goblin. So that's how we're going to find Krill now.
Quinch enters the room. What's your name?
My name's Krill.
No, I know your name.
He was referring to the one that's in two halves.
Yeah.
What name of stupid, ugly person you hold? Loosen your grip, man. What's his name?
I love how Quinch just deviates from either being
Jekyll and
not.
Hyde.
My vocal cords are none of your concern. Godly voice.
I loosen my grip a little.
You just hear. Bedo.
Bedo or Pedo? Do you know cock and dick?
Probably Bedo. I don't know if Bedo's a thing.
Okay, Bedo. Why were you ringing a bell?
I like the noise.
You like I like the noise of farting, but I don't just fart because I suppose I do actually. But you're sidetracking me. Why did you really ring the bell?
I like the noise. I like the rope. Beto never had a rope.
Has anyone noticed that Quinch sounds a bit like Brian Blessed?
Quinch goes to inspect the rope. This rope is of average quality at best. Now tell the truth.
Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to tell that. Could you make him roll for it?
Just to taste it.
Is it of average quality?
It is. I can tell you as DM that the rope is of average quality. I mean, quite strong because it was holding up the weight of a humanoid creature. But otherwise, it is a non-distinct rope connected to a bell.
As Krill sort of comes back to his senses, he looks down at the split goblin and asks the other alive goblin, "What happened here?"
Are you still grappling him?
I've sort of got him like around the neck, but loosely.
Boulders came from the sky.
Beto, listen, let me be straight with you. My friend here attacked your friend to the point that, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's fucking dead. Now, unless you also don't have the perception that you're in a bit of a fucking sticky one right now, maybe you should start answering some sensible questions from us. Like, why the fuck were you ringing the bell? And don't just tell me it's because you like the textiles.
I mean, that was ridiculously posh.
Listen. D&D is all about character development, and if Quinch develops into a somewhat posh
Brian Blessed.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for him being basically one of these rich people that hunts people for sport.
I don't even know what the fuck you're all talking about. I have travelled the world. I've gone through.
You took a gap year.
I'm traumatized. I will not reveal what happened on my gap year. And I think I fucking mentioned that I've gone through some pretty serious shit up in the temples. So forgive me if my voice quakers a bit some fucking times. Yes, apparently I'm taking up swearing now too.
Apologising now when you said the C-bomb a little while ago. Anyway, so Beto just says, "Listen, I like the noise of the bells. Boulders came from the sky yesterday. We came here to pick off the corpses."
Krill feels a bit guilty about the fact that he's choking this goblin. He's not really sure how he's ended up in this situation. And he sort of just lets him go. He's sort of completely loosened his grip on him. Krill is very sorry if he hurt you. I'm sorry about your dead friend. Apparently that was me.
So Beto just looks around the room, sees like a giant dragonborn, sees a giant half-orc. He understands that, you know, this half-orc has killed and cut his friend in two. He understands very much the situation right now. It's fair to say he's fairly intimidated, and I'm not going to ask you to roll intimidation on that.
Beto, I'm sorry. Like, the way you just looked at me then made me think that you thought that I am a dragonborn. Let me just correct you. I'm half dragonborn, half human.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, the boulders came from the sky, and we just knew that this place was going to be defenceless, so we came here. Don't know where this voice has come from. It's a little bit like the guy from Derek. Anyway, we came here to get what we could get, to kill what we could kill, and to ring some bells. Right? I like bells.
It's exactly like a guy from Derek.
Anyway, can I go? I think we're good here, aren't we?
We either kill him or we let him go.
We'll let him go.
Okay.
Quill sort of gives him a kick towards the door and sort of gives him the look of get going.
I'm going.
Davov just gives him a
Are there
really
windows?
intimidating look for someone that's 3.5
Unless you
foot
need me
tall.
for any more unless you need me for any more information, or I could just go. Sorry, do you want me to go?
Take your friend with you,
Yeah.
Davov says.
I can't do that.
Well, technically, take your friends with you, plural.
It's too soon for that.
I wave him. Krill sort of waves him off in a very friendly manner. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on our adventures. Please subscribe and leave a review on whichever platform you listen to podcasts through. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Dyson Desire, where we share behind the scenes bits and bobs, and we'd love to interact with you there.